I'm Angie Coates. Thank you for coming today. I'll be presenting tools of the trade. And so, yep, there we go. Okay. So I've been in the grooming industry for 37 years. I've been grooming buns professionally for 20. And I wrote the Quintessential Rabbit Book. In 2023, it won the Barkleigh Honors Book of the Year. So first, let's start with nail clipping. Now, I'm going to tell you what it may not be the most expensive, but it will be the best for as far as my knowledge goes. For nail clippers, Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, they're $1.25. When they get dull, you toss them in the trash. Go get a new one. There is no reason to spend more than $1.25 on a pair of nail clippers. These are nice and sharp. They work really good. They're big enough to fit even the Flemish nails in there. And these, when you get them fresh, they're razor sharp. They cut right through those nails like, oh, it's good stuff. Now, the nail file, I prefer a metal nail file. One, because if the glass nail file hits the floor, but if a metal one hits the floor, it's fine. It's easy to disinfect. It's easy to sanitize. So I've had my nail file, I got it on Amazon about 15 years ago. Works a charm. It's great. I don't like the disposable, like the emery boards as much, simply because I don't find that they work as well. Now, if you have a bun that has the dark nails, get the flashlight. You can get it on Amazon. It goes to a narrow point. So you just set it to the side of the bun's foot, and you can get such a narrow beam on it, you can see right through, so you see where the quick is. If you're not used to doing nails, as a rabbit groomer, we're looking for the quick from the inside of the nail rather than from the outside. But for a rabbit owner, you can just do it right from the side, and it's easy peasy. So when the nails are not cut often enough, this is what can happen. Nails should ideally be done every month, because when they are overgrown, what happens is the nails twist, they turn, and they're painful. We have domesticated rabbits. In the wild, they would trim those nails by burrowing through rock and things like this. So it would naturally file them. We've removed that because in our houses, we don't have rock and things like this for them to file them down on. So we must take the steps to provide the care for them that they cannot provide for themselves because we've removed them from their natural environment. So when it comes to nail trimming, you'll see the quick line. Okay, so this moved when it got big, but you'll see the pink, and you'll see here, there's just a shadow of white on the nail. So this is a full nail. This red line should actually be up here. And then you have the finished nail, and then you just file off the sharp edges, because when they're itching their ears or their face or something like that, if you have a sharp edge on it, and any sharp nail clipper will leave a slightly sharpened edge, they can cut their skin. So go ahead. Now, when you're doing nails, the easiest way to do it is have the bun sit in loaf, soothe them into loaf, and then slide your hand underneath the back foot, and you just lift it up for the width of your hand and trim the nails that way. It's the easiest way to go about it, and the buns don't mind it because they're not up. They're just like, okay, just a little loaf and everything is good. And they're happy. So let's hit the next So then when you're filing, you just hold the toe and file that off. Plucking needs to be done. When, you know, you see it, it has to happen. And you just slide the nail file over it a bit, just to get the sharp edges off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so these are the tools that work the best for, depending upon coat type. If you have a rollback or flyback coat, this Zoom Groom, it's squishy, and they have silicone versions from other brands. For some reason, and I don't know why, the silicone doesn't pick up as well as the rubber. And they have the same fingers on the curry brushes, but for some reason the rubber catches the fur better. I don't know why, I just know that it is. So there are different types of combs. There's the hair buster comb, that's this one here, which works best on the flyback coats. It's a little bit much on the rollback simply because all the fur gets trapped underneath the rubber band, and you spend more time cleaning the rubber band than you do actually brushing the bun.
Sorry, can you explain the difference between the rollback and the flyback?
Yes. Okay. So you're looking at a rollback coat is one that's more like not quite a Rex, more like a Dutch, you know, and then a flyback coat is shorter, tighter coat, much shorter, much tighter. So if you push it, the fur toward the head, a rollback will gently roll back, where a flyback will flip right back in position. Hence the names. So a hair buster comb is not going to be your ideal for your lion heads, your Angoras, your the longer coated buns, simply because it's too much hair for that type of comb. And it all is just going to get stuck in the elastic weave. So for that, your first comb is going to be your Greyhound comb. Now there are many versions of it. I recommend the Chris Christensen. And the reason I recommend Chris Christensen for all of the brushes, for all of the combs, is because they are what is called round ground. So each of these tines have been sanded and ground to a round point. So while you're combing out the bunny, if they jump, this comb is not going to go into their skin. Because as we know, bunny skin is basically tissue paper covered in fur. So if you have any sharpness to your comb, like this comb right here is a $35 comb. It is worth every penny. I have had this comb for probably 20 years. I've had this one for at least 10, and these for about the same length of time. They're all Chris Christensen, and they are one piece. It's not like the pins are inserted into the spine of the comb, so they don't fall out. You can buy cheaper combs. They're not necessarily round ground, and the pins are inserted into the spine of the comb so that when you drop it, and it's going to happen, the pins fall out. And now you have a dangerous comb because you have a gap. And sometimes only some of the pin will fall out. So now you have a sharp edge and it's metal and tissue paper skin, which is just, that's just it. So then we have the varied tooth comb. This is the one you'll use after your fine and coarse comb. And this is going to pick up all that fine undercoat that's left still in the coat. And this is probably going to be the one you use for the longest period of time, because what you're first going to do is you're going to go through the entire bunny with the coarse part of the comb, the whole thing, because you're breaking up the undercoat. And then you're going to go through it with the fine part of the comb. And then you're going to go through it with the varied comb, which is going to take the most amount of time because you're going to be pulling out the most undercoat with this. After you're done with that, you can then go over with the curry brush, and that's going to get off any of the flyaways. And this will even work on your lion heads and your Angoras, because it's just going to pick up your stray hairs on them. It's not going to take out a whole lot of undercoat, but it's going to pick up the stray fuzz. For the flyback and the rollback coats, your Dutch, your Rex, this sort of thing, this is going to be your go-to every time. And I like the Zoom Groom. You can get these on like Chewy, Amazon, pretty much anywhere they're going to have it. And I like the cat version because it has thin tines. It's super bendy, so it molds to the bunny's body, and you can shape it in your hand and get where you need it to go. And it picks up the hair like mad. Just be ready with a really good vacuum afterwards, because it's in the air. This is like, you want to do this in an enclosed space like your bathroom, because otherwise how is there fur 40 feet away? It's a thing. It's a thing. Also, when brushing out a short coated bun, I recommend onion glasses. So onion glasses are just glasses, but they have like a foam insert that goes around the eye, and that keeps the hair out of your eyeballs. Because there's really truly no joy like waking up the next day and going, why is my eye so sore? Oh, look, it's bunny fur. Oh, okay. What part of the eyeball was that in? Because I didn't see it yesterday. Yeah, onion glasses. You get them for like $3 on Amazon. They're great. And a mask probably isn't a bad idea, so you're not breathing it, because, when you're de-shedding, there can be a lot, especially in molt. Okay. All right. So the actual greatest tool we have is you, because plucking is going to be your most efficient tool for any coat type you have. The rollback, the flyback, any of your Angoras, your long-haired breeds, your lion heads, plucking them out is going to be your most efficient method. So that's what I mean about the curry brush. This is sped up for time. So, yeah. So there's your coarse comb going through the coat, and all it's doing is breaking apart the chunks of coat. And when you're combing or brushing, you want to go with the lay of the hair.
Is this only for when they're molting, or is this?
Nope. This should be done at every 2 weeks at a maximum. Weekly if you can. And this is something that you cannot do at home, professional grooming should occur at least every 6 weeks, because rabbits can't vomit. So the fur they ingest can cause wool block. they can hiccup, but like, you know, when a cat has a hairball, rabbits can't do that. The only way out is through. So that's why the hay is so important. It helps them push what coat they do ingest because they are self-groomers. It helps them push it through. Okay. All right. Questions? Yes. Talk really, really loud. I'm mostly deaf.
Where do you get those combs?
Okay, so these combs, let me go back. You'll get them from chrischristiansen.com. I am in no way affiliated with the company. It's not a paid advertisement. It's just after grooming buns for 20 years. Oh, absolutely. Please take a picture. And they have different sizes, and you can feel the weight of them if you'd like, so that you'll know what feels comfortable in your hand. That's why I brought them here, so you can look at them and say, these I'd like for faces, the little ones, because they have tiny little faces. So I have tiny little combs for tiny little faces. So yeah, if you want to come up, and you guys missed the beginning, nail clippers, Dollar Tree, $1.25. They're sharp as can be, and when they get dull, chuck them in the trash because it's $1.25. And I'll buy like 4 or 5 at a time.
Do you know which location has them? 'Cause I know they're
Almost all of them. Just in the pet section, they're cat nail trimmers. And they're cheapies. And when it's like, oh, these don't cut so good, it's $1.25.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But for a pet owner, these will probably last you like a year. And if you lose them, so what? It's $1.25. Buy another pair. So yeah, if you guys want to feel the combs, check them out. You're more than welcome to. Any other questions? All right. Well, if you want to know more about grooming for your buns, I did write the Quintessential Rabbit Book. I have a booth downstairs where the book is for sale. And it was reviewed and approved by 2 different rabbit veterinarians. So it covers everything from digestion, nutrition, breeds, temperaments, and as well as grooming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.